everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video presentation today. My name is Deb, and I support Teach for America's recruitment efforts in the Midwest, and I'm a campus ambassador at Wayne State. So, Teach for America, if you don't already know about us, is a nonprofit leadership development organization that works to solve the issue of educational inequity in our country. So for many children and families, unfortunately, their zip code determines their life course and trajectory. As we take a look at this slide right here that shows the difference between equality and equity, we can see just an illustration of how ill-equipped our school system is to address the many other challenges that students in poverty bring with them in the classroom, such as hunger, racism, and trauma. Children of color are twice as likely to be born into poverty and make up nearly half of all children in America's public schools. They bear the additional burden of low expectations and biases that are stemming from the institutional racism that is at play in our country. Every year, 1.3 million students drop out of high school in the U.S., and more than half of those students are students of color. Most are low-income. Low-income students fail to graduate at 5 times the rate of middle-income families and 6 times the rate of higher-income students. So, to share a little bit more about this in my own experience, I'm going to tell you a quick story about iPads. So, I grew up in a pretty well-off suburb outside of Detroit, and I had friends that lived in Detroit and went to public school there. So one of my friends had told me that there was a closet full of unopened iPads that had been donated to her middle school in downtown Detroit. My school also had iPads, and we used them in different classes as online resources to supplement our learning. So I was confused, and I asked her, why aren't you using the iPads that were donated to your school? And she explained to me that they couldn't be used because her school didn't even have Wi-Fi to begin with. So, not understanding the difference between equity and equality when donating to these schools in low-income communities can end up increasing the opportunity gap between schools and hurting students. We at Teach for America believe that our students deserve better, and we are dedicated to fighting against educational inequity and the opportunity gap that has existed for far too long in our education system. By placing high-achieving leaders as teachers in low-income communities, the TFA core members create opportunities for their students. Education can be a tool for oppression or a tool for freedom and empowering, and we work hard for our students to ensure that their education will be one that empowers them to be leaders and advocates for social change. So, more specifically, Teach for America is a 2-year commitment which allows recent college graduates to earn a full salary with benefits in one of our 50 low-income regions across the country. So, through this unique experience, you'll be able to grow as a leader, understand the inequities that exist in our school systems, and have a direct impact on the students and communities in your region. Being a part of TFA means you'll be a part of one of the most diverse organizations in the country. To go ahead and take a look at these stats, we can see how last year we welcomed leaders of all backgrounds and experiences, all committed to expanding the opportunity for our country's students. So where will this lead you? Where can Teach for America take you? Now, this work can lead you down incredible paths. After time in the classroom, our alumni continue their promising trajectory as leaders in many different fields. Many remain in education, while many others move on to everything from politics to entrepreneurship to medicine. TFA alum are shaping the political, economic, and social future of our country. As an alumni, TFA will continue to support you to develop your personal, professional, and collective leadership in areas you believe are most critical. You'll have a diverse network of colleagues ready to support, challenge, and lead alongside you. So one example of how teachers are shaping the lives of their students is through art teachers. They're doing this by creating change in their schools and supporting artistic growth of their students. The work of Mary Webster comes to mind when I think of inspirational artists impacting their communities. Mary began her TFA journey as a second grade teacher in Memphis in 2011. There, she drew inspiration from her past museum teaching experience, incorporating hands-on activities that allowed her students to develop their creativity. She used art projects to teach subjects such as social studies, English, and science, and her students took great pride in their projects and through artistic expression, and their confidence grew. After teaching for more than 5 years, Mary went on to pursue a career in museum education. She continues to serve the students of Memphis by applying skills she learned in the classroom and by making museum resources accessible to as wide an audience as possible. So thank you again for your time and your attention today. As you can tell, this is no small task that we at Teach for America are trying to accomplish. So we need leaders like you to partner with us and help us in creating an equitable school system for just all children. Thank you again. Here's my contact info if you'd like to shoot me an email at any time with any more questions. I'd love to answer them. Thanks.